Yeah. Yo, I almost like slightly. I almost wasn't ready. That's the reality of it. I like was almost not ready, but thank God for quickness. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to another episode of 1 billion break. Listen, y'all. I don't even think y'all understand. We are in here. Episode what? 13 of 1 billion break. Let's go. 1 billion break. Let's go. I am your host, for those that don't know. I'm your host, Dōmo Jones. And good afternoon, beautiful. And I am disabled. I do have a disability, as well as I am a disability confidence coach. I am an author. I got a few little businesses on the side. I do what I do. And I am just grateful for another opportunity to be right here with y'all in this live on this square, in a room doing my thing. Why? Because I love y'all. I mean, that's just it. I just love you guys so much. And I appreciate you guys taking the time out for being on the show. All right, let's get into it. You already know. You already know what we're about to do. It's time for the what house rules. It's time for the what house rules. Okay, so house rules are this show will not include profanity. Why? Because there's so many other words that we can use. What we gotta use profanity for? Okay, you already know what's up. Love you, lady. Also, we will not be doing any bashing of a bro. Love you. We will not do any bashing of politics, gender, religion, relationship, none of that. Why? Because from one blood he made all the nations. So we pretty much cousins. Like y'all, my cousins, y'all my aunties, y'all my bros, y'all my sisters, my grandparents on twice removed, and then come on back. Like that's how we get down. Yeah, you feel me? Like that's how we get down. 3, and this is very important. That was real deep, huh? This is very important. So rule number 3 is we will be talking about Mom, I love you. Mommy's here. We will be talking about Jesus Christ because that's how we get down on this show. Why? Because without him, we are nothing. So he's going to always get major credit. He's going to always get all the accolades because that's how he works. Like, come on, JC. Come on, Jesus Christ. What up? And last thing, this show is about the disabled community, not just the disabled community, but bringing awareness to them as well as information, knowledge, understanding, confirmation, affirmation, motivation, just a little splash of love. Why? Because we're in here. We're the underdogs, but we about to moving on up to the east side. Okay, yeah. And I really like this is I know I said the last thing was important, but this is like really important what I'm about to say. Y'all ready? Okay, cool. I just want y'all to know this show is the very first show. Yeah, I need y'all to hear me clearly. This show is the very first show that has a host that is disabled and that guests are disabled. This show right here, this show, One Being Brave, has a host that is disabled with guests that have disabilities. Come on, Oprah, come on, Oprah, we speaking that thing. Yes, yes, we hitting her like somewhere. Okay, so we're gonna start a new segment because I've gotten a few people that have asked me to share about myself. And I'm just like, I feel like I did. Like I feel like I do, but I guess I don't. Okay, that's cool. So I'm gonna do what's called what I call it. I literally just thought about this like 10 minutes before the show aired. So y'all bear with me. So it's gonna be truth be told, and it's just little spur of the moment, little random facts about me. Just so y'all know, Grandma, I love you. Grandmother Montclair. Oh wait, no, you moved. Grandmother of Hemet. So truth be told, it's just gonna be like little segments of spur of the moments, random facts about me. All right, so If I can't see my shirt, it says keeper of snacks, right? Okay. So, for those that don't know, I'm a snack person. I'd rather eat snacks than food. If we're real honest, a lot of people say I eat like a kid. Like I really do, because I really do eat like a kid. My favorite snack. What's this? S. My favorite snacks are fruit snacks. Yes, I said it, and I say it boldly. Fruit snacks are my favorite snacks. Give me a fruit snack, give me a popcorn, give me a turkey jerky, and give me a green Arizona tea, and that's all I need. Like we're best friends forever. That's it. And give me some chicken wings. I could literally live off that. Like literally, I could live off. I kind of feel like I do. I can literally live off of fruit snacks. I can live off of turkey jerky. It got to be turkey jerky because I don't really do the beef jerky too much. You gotta lower that sodium. Is all I'm saying. I'm trying to live a little bit longer. I could live off of a good popcorn, regular, original. When adding that extra stuff. No, just give me the butter. Thank you. And then I can live off of water and green tea. Arizona, please. Okay, so that's random facts. Truth be told, that's a little bit about me. During these episodes, I'm gonna be popping in little stuff about me just so you guys can know that I am kind of dope. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. The host is like kind of dope. All right. So the most important thing, what I'm about to say, are you ready for my guest? The episode is called Thorn. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm actually, why do I need to tell y'all? Because y'all about to see. Anita, my girl Anita, come on stage, bro. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Hey, Brain.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. I'm feeling extremely honored that you're including me in your show,
Listen,
this first of all firsts kind of show. And I'm also excited that it's the 13th episode because my favorite number is 13.
let's
Totally my
go.
favorite number.
Let's
So
go. I am
fantastic.
super excited. Thank you again for responding. Okay? Because you didn't have to.
Very exciting. Yay.
Okay, so for those that don't know, please share what your name is, like where you're from, and then where after that we're gonna kind of delve into your journey.
Okay, I'm Anita Hollander. I'm in New York City in Hell's Kitchen. Um, I'm going to give you a quick look.
Let's go. Listen, she's
I
out there.
hope you're able to see my view. I'm just so lucky. I have this beautiful view out my window. Anyways, now that I've messed up my home.
Okay.
Anyways, New York City, I'm the national chair of Performers with Disabilities for SAG-AFTRA, which is what you know as Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of TV and Radio Artists. So it's like all the entertainment industry stuff. And I've been working for the past 4 decades to promote inclusion of performers with disabilities of all different colors, sizes, shapes,
Oh.
and religions, and everything, intersectionally diverse and everything, to be in the industry. And the good news is that this year, when there was so little going on, we
Mhm.
actually upped our employment levels
Let's
to over
go.
50 performers with disabilities in the industry this year in TV series. So you
Okay.
watch TV, you're going to see us. So
That's what I'm talking about. We breaking stigmas. We coming out strong.
that's right.
We're
That's
coming
right.
out strong. Okay, so let's get into it. We definitely want to know more about you, but I want to get into your journey. Um Tell us about the beginning. We want to know like what happened.
Okay. So I started acting very young, professionally. I was 8 years old actually when I did my first show, and I had two legs at that time, and was acting. Went to Carnegie Mellon University for my formal training, even though I'd already been working professionally. But then while I was at Carnegie Mellon, I got cancer, and it was in my leg. It was in the nerve of my leg, which was very unusual, and it took a long time to find it. But they they took the nerve out, so I had a brace on my leg for 5 years, and then after 5 years, the tumor had grown back. So I lost my leg at
Wow.
age 26, and I was in a show at the time. I was directing and performing in a show in Boston. We were in rehearsals, and 4 weeks after my amputation, we opened the show on schedule with me wearing a temporary artificial leg. It was like a bucket and a pole. But I
Wow.
wore this long dress. I used my crutches and everything. And I mean, I hadn't even gotten used to having one leg, but I knew how to do
Right.
theater because I had started when I was 8 years old. So
Yeah.
that's when I began my career as a one-legged actress in 1982, and then came to New York in '83 to teach at NYU, and started doing cabaret stuff, singing and doing shows. I was in songwriters workshops at BMI and ASCAP, so I met all these other songwriters, and I showcased their songs at cabarets like Don't Tell
Hmm.
Mama and all
Yeah.
these,
Yeah.
things, and doing theater as well. And oh, I also was um, I've studied in London and worked in London and Copenhagen, and uh, and I've toured all around the world. And these two shows that I wrote two musicals, solo musicals.
Really.
One is Still Standing, and
Oh, I love that.
one is Spectacular Falls. So you
Yeah.
see me falling through the sky. And the thing is that my sister, who does the ASL interpretation of my shows, and
Yeah.
she's also a great singer in her own right, but she loves that I did Still Standing and
Yeah.
Spectacular Falls. My
Yeah.
third
Yeah.
show, which I'm working on now, will be called Balance, a
Uh,
footnote, because it will be about the balance between the standing and falling.
yes,
Because
standing and falling.
I never fall just usual old fall. It's always spectacular. It's like
Oh,
something like a double somersault in the air, or through the turnstiles, a backflip, or it,
I'm
or
glad that
yeah.
I'm not the only one, because when I fall, it's like it's graceful, but it's so extreme.
That's right.
It's so
I went down
extreme.
a manhole. I mean, I have done it. I have done it. I'm telling you. But but the thing that's like the through line in my life is that when I lost my leg, I didn't wait around to fit in.
I
I
love
never
that.
have waited to fit into anybody's idea of what I needed to be. I
Yeah.
decided if in fact I was going to have more trouble getting cast as a one-legged person, if that was going to happen, I wasn't going to wait to get cast. I would write my
Yeah.
own stuff and put it out there anyway.
I love
And
that.
in the long
I
run, it
love
all
that.
worked out because I did get hired in roles, but
Yeah.
there were many people who didn't know what to do with me. Casting directors who were like,
Right.
"It's a shame you're so talented." They didn't know what to
Right.
do
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
but I have been working steadily. So, but
I love
but
that. I
it's
love that.
funny because yeah, but the
So
discrimination I have faced when I have faced it has helped me to advocate for other performers with disabilities who have had a harder time.
right.
And and it has been an interesting journey all the way through.
I love that. Okay, so let me ask you. You said you were 26. That is like that's kind of like for most people that's like your prime time, where
I know,
you got the
yeah.
highest energy. You're going everywhere. You're doing everything. So what made you not want to get a prosthesis?
Oh no, I have one. Sorry,
You
I
have
should
one.
have brought it to show it to you.
No,
I
no,
have a
no. It's
gorgeous
okay.
prosthesis.
It's
But
okay. No, that's
here's the
beautiful
thing.
though.
I have this gorgeous prosthesis that has a mermaid inside it. Because my prosthetist, the guy who makes artificial legs, he asked me what would I want inside my leg in the shell, so that when
Uh-huh.
I put it on, I had something fun to look at. A mermaid, of course, because that's what I am.
Right.
So there's a mermaid in there. I didn't even think to bring it out to
No,
show
no.
it to you
It's
today.
it's okay.
But here,
It's okay.
the thing is that in many cases, like I'm in an off Broadway show right now,
Right.
and I chose to do it without my leg
I love
because there
that.
was no reason. That was the picture you might have seen that you showed all those pictures. The one where I'm sitting on the piano.
Yeah.
It's just me, one leg sitting on the
Yeah.
piano. And the thing is that I'm most comfortable that way. I'm sitting here on one leg, right now. And that's me. And I'm not worried about the fact that I have
Right.
one leg. I get around faster on one leg in crutches. And in New York City, everybody moves fast.
Yes, they do.
Or else you're bumped out of
You
the
don't
way.
get
You know,
trampled
you
on.
move
Yeah.
fast. And I can move really fast. On one leg. When I have the artificial leg on, it takes more
It
effort
takes,
because I
yeah.
am working that leg. My muscles are all working that leg, and I only have
Hmm.
2 inches of bone to work the entire
Hmm.
artificial leg. So even though it's gorgeous, and I've tap danced on it, I've soft shoed on it, I've done lots of shows where I did a lot of movement, and people forgot that I had one leg. And
Yeah.
the next show I do up in Massachusetts, I'm doing a Christmas Carol, and they were like deciding, should I be the charwoman with one leg or two legs? Because I thought the charwoman should have one leg. But then he told me, but I'm going to have to hang up Scrooge's coat, and I'm going to have to move
Hmm.
things around. And I thought, oh, well then probably wearing my leg is best. But
Yeah, yeah.
I was at the Goodman Theater doing the Matchmaker, and this director had me playing 3 roles. So one role I did a wheelchair, one role I did with my artificial leg, and one role I went just one leg back and forth
Just
all across the stage. And in the reviews, they said the most mobile actor in the show has
it's
one
you.
leg. And
I
I think
love that.
directors like that. Directors like to show that off of
Yeah,
people.
no,
Like,
I definitely love that. I'm very like taken aback because you're so confident in having one leg. Meanwhile, there's people with two and don't even have, the confidence like you do. And I'm like, rock that. Like I love that. I definitely yeah, man, that's like amazing to me. I think that's like amazing. So how did it feel um when you got that initial diagnosis, like, all right, unfortunately we're gonna have to take this one leg off? Like were you like, wait, hold on, taking it back a little bit? What you
I
mean?
was lucky. I was lucky because the first time I had cancer, they didn't take the leg off. They gave me the brace. And for the next 5 years, I could feel my leg dying on me. And
Really?
so most people would not say that's lucky. But what was lucky about it was that I had 5 years to prepare for the fact that I was probably going to lose the leg. So it
That's
wasn't
deep.
like a boating accident or a
Yeah.
car accident where you wake up and you have one leg.
Right.
That I would find very hard to adjust to, especially if
Yeah.
you're not even aware you were in a car accident. Like it happened
Right.
so fast. So for me, having cancer was like this sort of slow prep. You spoke about God a few minutes ago when you were speaking at the beginning in your ground rules.
Yes, ma'am.
I felt, to me, it was like God prepared me by saying, okay, we're not going to take your leg now, but just know this could happen. So, and I
Yeah.
knew it could happen. And I was touring Europe with a show with the brace on my leg. And there would be times when I was either in pain, I was paralyzed from the knee down, but I had pain anyway. So people
Hmm.
who are paralyzed know stuff like that. It's like,
Right.
and it was like in the back of my mind was, okay, so the leg is dying and it had radiation to the max and everything. So when it came time that the second tumor came and I was in rehearsals for the show, I was like, okay, let's do this right away because I have to open that show. So we're going to do this because the doctor had said to me, if you could dance on the leg that you were using, your
Right.
own leg, which was
Yeah.
dying, then you can do things with an artificial leg. Then
Very
you can
true.
do that because if you could do what you did, then you're going to be okay. And so it was like I had
I
this
love that.
loving preparation around me saying,
Yeah.
are you ready? Okay. And I
Right.
was ready. So
Right.
that's where the confidence came from, was that wonderful doctor who said, if you could do what you've been doing for the past 5 years, then you
Then
can
you
do it
can
on
do it.
one leg.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
exactly.
it was easy, and I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
saying
yeah.
that I didn't cry, because when I got the diagnosis for the second time, the recurrence,
Hmm.
I sat in the doctor's office and cried for 20 minutes
Really.
while and the doctor's staff and everything, they just let me cry. They were like, I thought as a good thing, not as a bad
Yes,
thing. It was
of
like,
course. Yeah, that's a lot
let
to
her have
process.
the moment, because she just
Yeah,
read the diagnosis on the piece of paper. And
exactly.
then they gently knocked on the door. I was like, are you ready to go for x-rays? And I was like, okay.
Right.
Because they say we didn't want to bother you. We wanted you
Yeah.
to be able to process. And it was sort of the
Right.
truth after the first experience, after the first surgery. When I got back, my surgery was in New York, but I lived in Cleveland. My family was in Cleveland. And I came back from New York from the surgery because the only person who could find the tumor was in New York. It was a big deal. But and I saw my family for the first time and my cousins and because we had a Passover Seder because I'm Jewish, and
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
this Passover Seder, and everybody was so afraid, and
Like real
their
careful, huh?
fear in their faces. And when I got home after seeing the fear, and like they were so nervous around me, like, what can we do for you? Because I'd lost
Yeah.
my hair from chemo, and I mean, it was a scary thing for my family.
Yeah.
And that was the night when I came home and I cried for an hour. I mean, I just wailed in the
Oh my
bathroom.
gosh.
And again, my sisters and my mom were like, they just let me cry. And then finally, same as the doctor's office, they were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, because I just needed to let
You need to
all
let
of
that
that
go. Yeah,
out.
let that out. Yeah, no. We have our moments. Like a lot of people think that you're so strong, and that's true, but to be honest, that's how we live. That's literally what keeps us going every day. To us, it's not strength. It's a daily life. Like it's almost like breathing.
Yes,
It's what we have to do. Because if
that's
not,
that's right. That's right.
yeah,
I mean,
it literally is.
I love that you chose the picture where I've got
Right.
my like
Strength looks
biceps out
different.
and everything.
Our strength
Because
looks different.
and by the way, Susan Rosenberg Jones, who took that picture, she's a magnificent photographer, and she had said, "Where would you like your picture taken if I were to take your picture?" I said, "By the water, because I'm a
Right.
mermaid." And so we did it by the water, and I just love that picture because I don't think it says that I'm always that strong. What I
Right.
think it says is, I just what you just said was, I'm living my life.
Yep.
This is me. This is me living my life. And
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here and I feel lucky to be here. But it's it's challenging and you can
It
see the
is.
challenge. I think you can see the challenge there.
Yeah. And I want
Take the
people
picture.
to right. I definitely want people to understand, like, although, we do have our disabilities, some you can see, some you can't. We're human. Like we're regular people. Don't treat us like we have a disease. We just have a condition.
Yes. And the
We don't have
show
a
I'm doing
disease.
right now has people of all different color. I say we are the most diverse cast off
We are.
Broadway because we have black, brown, white, yellow. We've got South
Yeah,
Asian.
yeah.
And we have 4 or 5 different disabilities in the show. Actors with disabilities, but also like there's all this diversity, gay, straight.
Yeah.
Like there's just it's all mixed, Muslim, Jewish, Christian. We're all this mix of like 9
Hmm.
people from all different backgrounds, and you can see this and it's the best kind of cast I love to
I
work with.
love
I
that.
love to work with people with all these different things. And each of us has our own challenges.
Yeah.
And each of us faces the world where we have to sometimes fight and we have to
Yeah.
sometimes stand up for ourselves, even if we're not always confident about it. Because
Exactly.
I have to say, the show that we're doing is called Brecht on Brecht, and it's Bertolt Brecht, works of Bertolt Brecht. And the words are very dense, and it's
Yeah.
very, he was a fighter. He fought against Hitler, basically.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all of these philosophical and poetic thoughts that everyone can relate to, especially now, because there's one part of the show where he wrote about a young woman who got pregnant and couldn't get an abortion. And this was in
Mm.
Germany, in Berlin. I mean, and we're doing this show now in
Yeah.
2021. And it's the trial of this girl who has to figure out what to do because she's
Wow.
pregnant. And people watch this and they go, this can't be 1938. This is
Yeah.
this is 2021 in Texas. I mean, so and that's what I love that I wasn't as confident right away because I had to learn so many words,
Yeah.
so
Right,
much.
right.
and it's such beautiful language, but it's so important language. So I felt this
Hmm.
great responsibility. So I can't say I was totally confident on opening night. It was like, just remember everything.
Right, right.
But now it feels very comfortable, and I mean, I'm not saying everything's perfect, but we all have learned together and we've all
Yeah.
grown together.
I love that. I think that's super dope. But it shows the process, but it also shows the growth. And
Yes,
that's the most important because we're growing every day. And I'm
we
not talking
are.
about physically, but we're mentally, spiritually, emotionally growing, and it just shows like just how you said, like it may not be perfect, but we're doing it.
Yes.
Everyone has a story. I love that, grandma. Everyone has a story. That's
Is
very
that
true.
your mom?
No,
I
that's my
love your mom
grandmother's.
already.
That's my grandma.
Oh, that's your grandmother. I love you,
Yes,
Myrtle.
that's my grandma. Right, yeah, that's my grandma. So, um, throughout this journey, what was something um that you learned from during the transition of, you know, the confidence of, okay, I got this one leg, we're gonna make this work, um, and this is how I'm gonna roll. What was that? What did that look like?
Grace, the word, I was just thinking to myself, okay, don't get nervous. It's a good question, and you can think of a million things. I said, just think of what comes to your mind first. And the word grace comes first, because I found out how graceful, and not just physical, grace
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
just a physical thing,
right.
but indeed, when I was swimming and everything, and I was like, I can be graceful.
Yeah,
And that grace extended to learning that my life was already giving giving me things back, and helping me. Are you able to still hear me?
yeah, I
Because
can hear
my
you. Yeah,
Okay, good. My little AirPods don't last very long. I last a lot longer than my AirPods.
it's
But anyways,
okay.
I the grace thing was that, number one, I could dance on one leg, I could do Tai Chi on one leg, Pilates on one leg, swim on one leg, get around the city and and look actually beautiful. People like saying,
Yeah,
"Whoa, girl, you're
yeah,
you go," and
right,
people
right.
like, and even when people would stare at me or be afraid of me or anything, mostly people would be looking at me and I'm going, oh, it's because my hair looks good today. And then I forget, oh, yeah, I have one leg. Because
Right,
for me, my perspective was, I must look good today because people are
right,
staring.
right.
And the idea that all these wonderful things did come for me. I put myself out there. I mean, you have to put yourself out there
You have
first.
to, yeah,
It's not going to just, I didn't wait for the phone to ring. I never waited. As I say, I didn't wait to fit in. But
yeah.
as long as I put myself out there, the grace that kept telling me that you are doing the right thing.
Hmm.
This is your piano. You get to
Yeah,
play these songs. You get to make this music. You get to sing this music. You get to perform. And you get to have a family. You get to get married. You get to
right.
have a child who grows up and is 32 years
Yeah,
old right now
yeah,
and is a teacher. And it's like, so grace, I think just talking to you today, that's the word that seems to come up for me, because I think I learned that there's so much to that grace. And my dad died when I was 19. My sisters and I were pretty young. My youngest sister was 12, and he died suddenly. And he was this incredible leader and out there promoting interfaith, people listening to each other.
yeah, yeah,
He would fill our house with people of all different religions, and we'd sit around with bagels and lox on a Sunday and talk about, as he said, universal questions. Because he said religion is about asking universal questions. And the more you meet people, the more you realize we're all asking the same questions. And I
hmm,
loved him so much. And when he was gone, all of us had to get along. My mom, she was young too, because she was much younger than him. He was 48 when he died. And
hmm. Wow.
we all had to find our way. And again, there was so much grace because we're all
Yeah,
still very close. We really support each other, my family. And that's how I learned that my children's choir, our motto is we support each other.
That's
That's
it.
the only important thing. You don't have to sing the best. Nobody has to be a great singer in this, but you have to support each other.
Have to support each
And
other.
through the years, I've watched these kids do that for each
Yeah.
other. And it's all these lessons in life. As you said, we're still learning, we're still
Yep.
growing all the time. And I've come to a place in my life where I've seen that all these things are true. We do grow and we do learn, and that there is this grace about
Yeah.
life, even when we think everything's going wrong. And this isn't
Yeah.
the way it's supposed to be. Did you ever feel that way? It's like,
Oh
this
my gosh,
isn't
yes.
supposed to be the way it is.
And to be honest,
Why is it the
some
way it is
days,
right now?
right, right. And some days I still ask those questions, but like you said, grace comes every day. So you're here for a reason.
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
literally alive for a reason. You could have been gone, but you're alive, so let's make it
Totally.
worth it. Let's make it
That's
worth
right.
it.
That's
I love that.
right.
I love the mindset. I love your mindset. So I do see a piano behind you. So that lets me know that you know how to play. And the beautiful thing is, let me tell y'all, we're live and in living color. So like we can kind of like do what we want. That's the beautiful thing. So I know you're in theater and I know that you play because there is definitely evidence right next to you. So can you please play us something? And you write music. So can you please play us something?
I I think I'd like to, because of the grace idea, I would love to sing the song that I wrote for my dad, if that's okay
Yes.
with you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I'm just going to make sure that I I get my words out so that I don't get it wrong.
Yes. I put her on the spot, y'all. So that's what I do. That's what I do.
All right. So this is for my dad. Make sure you can see me. Yes. Okay. Who is my father to me? I'm looking back 45 years and I see a man in the wings I still see today, who gave others their wings and showed them how to fly. He said, beyond the welfare of family and friends. He said, beyond the welfare of family and friends. He said, beyond the welfare of family and friends. It is the work we do for those yet to come that really matters. How do you measure a man? Do you chart him by inches or size of a shoe? Or things he says or what he will do to make the world a better place for you and me? He said, beyond the welfare of family and friends. He said, beyond the welfare of family and friends. He said, beyond the welfare of family and friends. It is the work we do for those yet to come that lasts forever. Whether it's picnics or looking at art, music and laughter will stay in our hearts, sharing it all with our children to come. Links us with one generation to another. So, why are we gathered today? As we celebrate lives from here and the past, building something we hope that will last, so that our voices will ring out long after we are gone. friends, because beyond it is the work we do for those yet to come that really matters, that lasts forever. And the enhancement of those lives yet to come must be the real object of life.
Beautiful.
Did
That
we
was so
lose it?
dope.
Did we lose the song
It
for a second there?
it was
I'm
it
so
was
sorry.
no, no, it's okay. It's okay. It was like a little second, but we heard it. I appreciate it so much. I think your voice is beautiful and you really know how to play the piano. That is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
That's
I
amazing.
because we're doing shows 7 times a week, I hadn't warmed up yet today, but you know
It's
what? Like,
okay.
who cares? But that song is the last song of Spectacular Falls because it says that no matter how many times we fall down, we get back up again. The truth is that what we do matters to who
Right.
comes next, and if
I
we
love
keep
that.
that in mind, we don't beat ourselves up too much.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that was definitely beautiful. I definitely appreciate you getting put on the spot. I really do. Um I definitely want to thank you again for being a guest on the show. I really appreciate it so so much. Um Please everyone follow her, Anita Hollander. She's doing some amazing things in the community and amazing things in the world. Now you already know we're going to do a segment called Before You Go. And it's going to be a super random question that I'm going to ask you on the spot. We're just doing everything on the spot. Oh, it's a little reverb. Okay. So the question is, what was the weirdest way you fell? Just one. What was one of the weirdest ways you fell? Oh, we can't hear you. I can't hear you anymore. What happened? Oh, I think her sound went off. Oh, let's see. Let's put the AirPods in. Oh, can't. Uno momento. No. I can read your lips, but I can't hear you. It's okay. It's no, we can't hear you. But it's all right though. Don't even worry about it. I will ask you again. I'll ask you again. And then oh, let's see. Let's see.
Am I back? Can you hear me
Okay, there
now?
we go. You're back.
Whew. So sorry, guys.
It's
Live
okay.
TV.
It's okay. Okay, what is one of the weirdest ways you have fallen?
Fallen. Okay.
Yes.
Well, honest to God, it was down the manhole. I was walking along Fifth Avenue, and Fifth Avenue has these manhole covers which have openings in them. And they think it's all decorative and pretty,
Yeah.
little shapes and stuff like this. But they made them the size of my crutch tip. So this is the crutch tip. It has a peace symbol on it, but these are my purple crutches, right? And this size is smaller than the little holes. I went right down. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, whoa. And then I
Oh.
realized that I was going down there and my crutch was going down the manhole. And I like pushed against the side up. I've never felt what it feels like in a sewer or anything. Like I
Yeah.
pushed against, I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I ended up falling not all the way in, but my crutch was all the way into this
That's
manhole. That was the weirdest fall I think I've ever had. And when I did that, I went, okay, now I've done everything.
you
That's it.
yeah.
Now I've done
You've
everything.
made it now. Like you You made it. Oh, that is so funny. Falling down the main hall. Yeah, that's one for the books for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Thank you again so much for being a guest on the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking your time out. Thank you for the random spur of the moment questions and the spur of the moment put you on the spot. Please sing your song. I really appreciate it so much. We're gonna put you in the back and we're gonna end the show and I'm gonna talk to you after. Love
Thank
you.
thank you so much.
Y'all, listen, another episode down. Was she not amazing or what? Like, she has one leg and she's doing major things. She's doing big things in a small world. And she's literally in the big city, like New York. Um, I am grateful for the opportunity of getting to know and getting information and stories and learning about all my guests. Like you just never know what people go through and how they can help you. That's the dope thing. Like it doesn't matter what you go through, what you've been through, you can always get something out of someone. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. So this is the end of the segment, and I want to appreciate every one of you guys for coming in. CS Bailey, First Lady Bailey, I love you so much. I saw you checking in. You the boss. You the boss. Okay, I love you. Thank you again so much for the opportunity of being on this show. Like I got my own show, y'all, and she's seen it. She's seen it in me. Get people around you that see what's in you, and not push you, cause she pushed me. Okay? I really want y'all to know she pushed me. Thank you to everyone that is tuning in. Thank you to everyone that commented. Thank you to everyone that weren't able to comment but watched. I appreciate you guys. Please follow, like, share. One Being Brave. Why? Because we doing big things. Like we're going. I'm gonna let y'all know now. Don't act real different when you see us on the big screen. That's all I'm gonna say. Follow us now. Follow us now while we little. Follow us now while we little. Cause when we big up, be like, who? Oh, okay. Um, next week we're gonna be live. You already know the guest is about to be amazing. Next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We are all the way. It's all the way live. Uh. We are the way live. And also, the word value of today is teach people how to handle you. They've never dealt with you before. That's deep. Teach them. They don't know. They don't know. Grace. Like Anita said, grace. I love y'all so much. Next week, tune in live. Also, follow the 1 Billion Brave show on Facebook at 1 Billion Brave. Also, follow on IG Coach Domo Joe. Coach Domo Joe, because my Coach Domo J, that account was hacked. They ain't trying to be me. You can't be me. Period. You can't be me. I love y'all so much. We out here. I love y'all. God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. All right, Gabe, take me out. I'm about to eat some fruit snacks. Bye, y'all.